Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
"15 Elements of a Trustworthy Website." Today's marketplace is full of unsavory brands and entrepreneurs who will do anything to make a quick buck. In the process, they often leave customers hanging out to dry. Over time, customers are forced to develop a thick skin and long antennas. They come into contact with hundreds of brands on a daily basis and must be able to quickly filter out the good from the bad. On a neurological level, no filter is more important than trustworthiness. Whether consciously or subconsciously, customers are constantly evaluating whether or not a business is trustworthy. If the answer is yes, they let down their guard ever so slightly and look to gather more details. If the answer is no, the relationship is over. If you're serious about connecting with customers and growing your business, it starts with building trust. And while trust must be emphasized at every customer touchpoint, your website is arguably the best place to begin. A website that oozes trust and credibility will be a much more powerful asset for your business than one that's a generic representation of vague brand ideals. The more specific and genuine you make it, the better your results will be. In this article, I'm going to walk you through some of the very specific elements that make up a trustworthy website and how you can plug them into your website even if you don't have a massive budget or internal marketing department. But first, let's get clear on the two overarching components of website trustworthiness. The two theaters of website trust. Every single interaction you have with a customer on your website directly influences whether or not they'll return in the future. At its core, customer trust is reciprocal to what they receive. If you meet needs or make it overwhelmingly clear that you can meet needs, trust is cultivated. Not only will they feel comfortable coming back and engaging with you again, but they'll want to. And they may even invite others. Trust is the driving force behind brand loyalty. And when you look at your website, there are really two foundational components or categories of trust. Reputation is all about giving your website visitors assurance that your brand is credible. Depending on the niche you're in, this may look like offering direct or implied assurance that customers will get their products on time, that their products will be of the highest quality, and that you'll stand behind the transaction even if things go wrong. If you run a service business, reputation may be underpinned by competence, skill, and experience. Security refers to the integrity of your website on a technological level. Visitors need to know that they'll be fully insulated from security breaches, hacks, or other forms of data infidelity when they transact with your company. With the rise of website hacks and data breach issues over the past couple of years, this element is more important than ever. In this article, I'm going to give you a long list of different elements and factors you can use to foster trust on your website. And though each one stands on its own merit, each fits into one of these two categories. It either enhances your reputation or gives customers confidence in the security of the site and/or their relationship with your brand. When you understand how these two theaters of website trust work together, your website will finally start to realize its full potential as a mechanism for driving conversions and fostering healthy customer relationships. 15 Elements of Trustworthy Websites. Your website can either be a magnet for trust or a blaring siren that tells people to back away. It's up to you to influence which direction things go. Here are some of our best suggestions. 1. Domain name. Your domain name says a lot about your website from the get-go. Whether someone types it in or clicks on a Google search result, your domain name gets some degree of visibility. It either helps or hurts your trust. A trustworthy website domain should be simple, ideally between 2 and 3 words and/or less than 20 characters. It should also have a common top-level domain TLD. A .com domain name is definitely the preference, but .net, .org, and .co are also trustworthy. 2. SSL certificate. Ssl Technology Secure Sockets Layer is a global standard of website security technology that secures the connection between a web server and the web browser. It's basically the top security technology for websites. And because of its wide use, customers have come to know and trust it. For starters, your website needs to have an SSL certificate. And once you have it in place, you can proudly feature an SSL certificate badge on your website. This creates an instant element of credibility. 3. Homepage design. When people land on your homepage, they're making a quick and almost involuntary decision about whether they know, like, and trust you. And while you'd like to think they wait until after reading your copy and browsing a few pages of your site to make a determination, you don't have that much time. It happens within seconds. And that means your visual design is responsible for almost 100% of the first impression. The definition of good homepage design is constantly evolving over time. As technology and preferences evolve, so does the framework for a good homepage. However, in terms of establishing trust, the following basic principles always remain true. Always show rather than tell. Keep it simple. Use negative space to keep it clean. Stick to one call to action per page. Use a simple navigation menu. Rely on the principles of color theory to establish trust. Every brand is going to have its own unique look, but simplicity should be at the core. Clean and simple breed trust, while complex and busy lead to confusion and doubt. 4. Copy quality. The quality of your content says a lot about the trustworthiness of your website. It needs to be clean, simple, and valuable to your audience. On the contrary, if it's littered with grammar issues, spelling errors, and poorly worded content, you'll have trouble getting anyone to trust you with their time or money. People don't care if you use impressive words or flowery language. What they really want is a simple message that resonates with them on an emotional level and speaks to their pain points and desires. Quality copy, particularly on your homepage, sends a signal of competence and shows visitors if you're a good fit. And as long as you're driving the right traffic to your page, you won't have any trouble converting visitors into paying customers. 5. Clear USP. When people land on your website, they should be able to instantly tell what sets you apart and why you're worth their time, attention, and dollars. You have to give them a clear and convincing reason to trust you instead of the competition. This can be done by crafting and displaying a unique selling proposition (USP). A USP is basically the one thing that makes you different from the competition. If you imagine a Venn diagram in your head, your USP lies at the intersection of what your business does well, what customers want, and what the competition doesn't do well. Don't confuse a marketing offer with a USP. The fact that you offer free shipping or around-the-clock customer service is not a USP. It embodies who you are and what you do and should be crystallized into a single sentence or statement. Examples include when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight. FedEx. A diamond is forever. De Beers. You get fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. Domino's. They'll fight over it when you're dead. Saddleback Leather Co.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.